When you work with clients, you have to stay organized, and Basecamp can help with that. Instead of keeping your client communication in one place like email, and then your files and documents somewhere else, and maybe even have your to-do list in a third place, you can keep it all in Basecamp, and then you get to decide which of those things your client can see. In this video, I'm going to show you how it works. So before you invite a client into a Basecamp project, I'd suggest you add a little bit of content or a few Basecamp tools. So when the client logs in, they're not looking at a blank project just like this, not knowing what to do. Instead, let's flip to this other project where I have a few things filled out. So when you're ready to add a client to a project, it's quite simple. Just head to the top left where that people icon is. If you click on that, you'll see I already have a few team members added to this project, but I will go to the Clients tab and toggle on Work with Clients. Now, that toggle is the magic tool that will let you turn on and off visibility of parts of your Basecamp project. So let's jump back to the project and let me show you what that means before we add this person on. So now that I have that toggle flipped, when I go into any piece of content, for example, this message board post, you'll see this label on the right that says this message is private to our team. So any client who is added to this project won't see this message at all. But if I want them to be able to see it, I simply will click change and allow the client to see this too. That label will turn to yellow. And then I have this new indicator that the client has access to it. That same label appears on the message board post, so there is no confusion on what the client can or can't see. Same thing, let's jump into the calendar. Say this kickoff meeting. It is private to our team. When the client looks at their calendar, they're not going to see this appointment at all. But if I want them to see it, just change that setting here. Again, that label turns to yellow. So everything is private by default. So to start, everything is private just to your internal team. You have to actively flip that switch for a client to be able to see anything. Let's do the same thing on to-do lists. So I have this administrative to-do list. The client does not need to see that. So I'm going to not touch that. I'm going to leave that just private to our team. But this other to-do list, I'm going to make that where the client can see it. Again, that yellow label will pop back up so I can see that this to-do list our client has access to. Now, the chat tool is a little bit different because you can't turn on or off parts of the chat message. It's either the entire tool is private to the team or the entire tool the client can see. So for this example, let's say we're going to let the client chat with us in this chat tool. But I also have the option, let's say I do want a private chat. I want a private chat that only our internal team will see. So I'll rename this one to internal chat, save that. And then when I start chatting on this one, you'll see that blue indicator again. I'll know that it is private to our team. So I can have separate chat tools, one being private and one that the client has access to. Let's go ahead and add the client to this project. So again, we'll go to this top left corner, click that people icon, switch to the client tab. I'm going to add the client's company name. So let's call this company Great Advertising. We'll add that company name and then save it. And then from there, I'll click that blue button and then I'll type in the email address of the person that I want to add. So let's say we're going to add Greg, put his email address here. I can add an optional note to the invitation if I want to, and then I'll click add them to this project. Basecamp is going to send an email to that person so they can set up a password and then get access to your project. Now that Greg is in my project, he'll see the items that I've turned on visibility for. He won't see any of the items that are private to our team. He won't even know that they exist. But let's say I want to add something new. Maybe we have a new proof that we want Greg to review. So I can add that file here. Let's just upload this billboard design and you'll see that indicator. Is this private to our team or do we want Greg to see it as well? So let's say we're going to let Greg see it. We're going to notify everyone on the project. And once I post it, Greg now has access to it. You'll also see that yellow indicator. So there's no question that the client can see that item. When a client is on a project, you'll see the name of their company at the top, just above the project name. So just one more indication that clients are on that project, plus a little bit of personalization. Now let's take a look at this project from the client's perspective. So here I am logged in as the client, and you can see that I can only see the things that have been turned on for me. So that internal chat that we had right here, I don't even know it exists. When I click into the to-dos, only that one to-do list that I turned on visibility for the client is showing. The other ones, I don't even know that they're there. And then you'll also notice that there aren't any blue and yellow labels. When I click on a message, what appears for my internal team, showing what's visible and what's not, is nowhere to be found from the client's perspective. They don't know that that technology is happening behind the scenes. And then last thing you'll notice on their homepage, they're only going to have access to the projects they've been invited to. They don't have the options to add new projects or add people to the account. Now, last thing, just to clarify, even though we use the term clients here at Basecamp, you can invite anyone into your account with that client designation when you want to control what they can see. So, for example, we've seen teachers who set up their students as clients in Basecamp, or nonprofits that use that client role when they're inviting in volunteers. Don't let that term client get you stuck. You can really use it for anyone you want to invite into your account and turn on or off visibility to parts of your project. I hope that all helps. If you have any questions as you're getting things set up, reach out to our support team. They're at support@basecamp.com, and they're happy to help.